Okay, hello, Trevor Murphy. Welcome to the 4th episode of Know the Player. Here we are out at Sheffield Park in Oldsmar. This is actually about a year ago where I met you. I decided I was going to come out here and with my camera and catch the last round of the Gold Rush tournament.
Yep.
And I had no idea what was going on. I just came out here with my camera and I was going to get the lead card on the last round. I had no idea who was on the lead card. And I saw Daniel Riendow. I saw Zach Kitchen. I saw Landon Lotta. And then I saw this other guy, Trevor Murphy.
Yeah.
And I said to myself, where in the world did this guy come from? So that was the first time we met.
Yep.
And you probably recall a couple interviews we did.
Yeah, I do. After I won the tournament, you asked me a few questions and stuff about how it went and stuff. And yeah, I mean, this area I'm pretty much new to. I've been here for about almost 2 years now. But when I played this course, I had only played maybe 2 or 3 practice rounds before that tournament. So I think that kind of helped me into winning the tournament that weekend because I didn't really know the course as well. So I just played the safest shot that I could on every hole.
Yeah, that was pretty amazing. You were in the lead going into the last round, which, by one stroke?
No, I was, I think, one back off of Randon.
Oh, you're one back?
Off of Randon, yeah.
Okay. And what I found when I came out here, I got out here with about 3 or 4 holes left in the round before the last round, was a lot of frustration.
Yeah.
I mean, Jamie Mosier was beside himself. He played the last few holes in his socks. Daniel was, talking about how difficult it was. Yeah. I did a quick interview with him, and he said, I just hope to stay in the fairway. Of course, this course is really hard. You were the only one that seemed to be calm, cool, and collect.
Yeah, usually if you let your mental game get to you, I mean, you can snowball from there and just go downhill. So you got to just kind of keep a cool head and just play each shot like you can. I mean, that's all you can really do.
And so I followed you around the course, and first thing I really noticed about you was how laid back and how calm, and you had John with you too.
Yeah, little man. He's with me probably half of the rounds I play. He's with me, so it's nice to have him to talk to and get him introduced to the game also at an early age.
And he was, you could tell he was enduring a little bit, but he was such a good kid. You took him to Walmart afterwards, right?
Yeah, let him buy some toys and stuff.
And I remember that interview that I did after the tournament was over, and you said that he was going to be on camera, and he lit up like a light bulb.
Yeah.
Right. You wave to the camera and say hello?
He was trying to get second last hole.
Hello! In fact, I'm going to put a link at the end of this interview for those videos so that people can, go out and see them.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Now, you grew up in Ocala.
Yep. It's about an hour and 45 minutes north of here.
Right.
Yeah, that's where I learned about disc golf. I've played since 2007, the end of 2007 is when I got introduced to the game around Christmas time. So I've put in about 11 years now. This is my 11th year playing disc golf. So.
Yeah, I was out at Taylor Park one day, and I saw somebody off in the distance, and they were putting on hole 14. It looked like a pretty long putt, and I was watching, and I thought, they're not going to make that putt. And I saw the player take his putter back and come forward like this and put the putt right in the middle of the basket, and I thought to myself, that looks exactly like Trevor Murphy. And that's another thing I noticed in that tournament is that deft putting touch that you have. I mean, I don't know how to describe that exactly. It's almost like it's so perfectly timed, and it seems like it hits the chains like it's a weighted disc or something. It just like boom, and then just drops in.
I have more of a... Thanks. I have more of a lofted, floaty putt. I mean, I feel like sometimes you got to have the spin putt with the conditions if it's windy out or not. Like, I got to move to the spin putt on some situations, but if it's calm out, I'd like to just float it real soft, and that's where I get most of my touch from. When it hits the chains, it drops. It doesn't have any more momentum to splash through, but yeah, that's kind of what I've grown to my putting stance and form is more of the soft float putt.
And you pretty much did very well out here in that tournament. I mean, I think everybody finished a little over par because
Yeah.
it was so difficult. But you were throwing
Flick rollers.
and
Yeah.
you were throwing tomahawks, and you're pulling out all the tricks.
Yeah, you got to be able to scramble. I think one of the stronger parts of my game is the flick roller. If I have a Firebird or an EXP, I just stand them up at 12 o'clock or 1 o'clock is kind of the angle I go for, and just let it curl around. That's probably one of the better shots that I have in my bag, I think.
Yeah, I've got some nice rollers that you did when you were in trouble, where you just rolled them
Yeah.
right into openings and had little putts and stuff like that.
Those come in handy.
Uh-huh. Well, let's get back to your origins there in Ocala. When I looked at your profile on Facebook, I could see that that's your hometown.
Yep.
And you grew up in a kind of big family. You've got 2 brothers and 2 foster brothers?
I've got one full brother, and then I've got a half brother. He lives in Kentucky with my father.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I thought I saw on your profile that you had 2 apiece.
No.
I
just
noticed
one.
that you had lots of uncles and sister-in-laws and
Yeah,
stuff like
we
that.
do have a big family, yeah. Most of them are up north. My dad's family's mostly up north, and my mom's family's down here. So as I've gotten older, though, I'm kind of just on my own. I moved down here for work about 2 years ago. So that's kind of just carried me. I'm down here now. I go up to Ocala about every other weekend, so I get my son on every other weekend. I spend time with him and get to see my family in Ocala also, so it's nice.
Okay. But you moved up to Georgia for a little while.
No, it was Kentucky.
Kentucky.
I moved up there my senior year in high school. So it's been about 10, 12 years from now. That's when I lived up there and I graduated high school, and then I moved back down here after I graduated.
And what
so I
brought
lived with my dad for a little bit.
what brought you to Newport Richey instead of back to Ocala?
I lived in Ocala for about 8 years after Kentucky, after school and stuff. I moved back down to Ocala, stayed there and worked and stuff, and then I just couldn't. Ocala was a little bit too slow for me. There's not enough work there, so I moved down here. I had a job opportunity and I took it, and I've just kind of built my own little establishment down here. Family comes down here and beaches with me. I go back up there and see them, so it's good.
Was the disc golf community down here kind of a surprise, or did you already know some of the people?
I knew a lot of the players down here just from previous tournaments, been playing for 11 years. So it was good to be closer to those guys. There's a lot more competition in this area, so I feel like coming down here, I'm not the best person in the town like I was in Ocala. I was one of the better players in Ocala. Now I come down here and I'm middle of the pack, so it's tough. It keeps my mental game and my shots there. I have to produce shots to play well.
Well, speaking about playing, I heard that you wanted to play in the league, and I was pretty excited about that. And I was looking for captains, and I thought Trevor would be a good captain, so I got with you and I said, hey, Trevor, I heard that you're going to play. Do you want to be a captain too? And you didn't give me any hard time at all. You're just like, yeah, sure. You're just that laid back guy. You're just not hard to get along with at all, I can tell.
Yeah, I'm pretty laid back, pretty easygoing. I saw a lot of hype about the summer league. A lot of people were talking about it, and I was pretty interested in it, so I'm glad you approached me about that. It's been fun so far.
So how's your experience so far in the summer league?
It's good. I enjoy it. I like the PDGA rated rounds. I get to look forward to that every week. So, I don't know. I guess it brings the competition out in you, that's for sure.
Yeah, you get to play some pretty good players too. A couple weeks ago, you played Brian. You had a chance to dethrone him, and he's been undefeated for quite a while. And it looked like to me that you had a spit out early on, and got behind him, and he kind of like would not let you get ahead.
Yep. He's a veteran player, so when you get to match up with the veterans, it's always awesome to take them down, and show them that you're there to play. But yeah, I had a spit out on one from 15 feet, and that got me behind him by 1 stroke. He took an easy par, and it's hard to play catch up and chase somebody down.
And I'm going to take a wild guess and say that deft putting touch of yours, you probably put it middle, hit the pole, and came right out.
It was a soft hyzer, hit the pole, and came right back out at me.
Yeah, that's what I would probably expect. Now, you are trying to also qualify for the WAR team.
Yep, I'd like to be a part of Team Tampa. They got a bunch of great players. They've won it 4 times, so I'd like to be a part of that.
Have you played in the WAR for any team?
Yeah, Ocala was actually the first year they did it. Ocala was in the War on I-4, or War on I-4, what is it? Just the war?
Yeah,
Yes.
it's just a war
Just a
now.
war.
It used to be the war in
Yeah.
I-4.
Yeah, I think that was a tournament that we had or something. But yeah, it's just the war. Ocala was one of the teams in it, but we didn't place very good the first year because we don't have a lot of competition in Ocala. It's more of the intermediate and rec field. But for some reason, Ocala didn't continue to be in the war, so that opened up a slot for more teams in Florida to be involved in it.
Are they in it now?
No.
Really?
We were just in it the first year.
They've got those nice courses up there, Greenway, and what are some of the other ones?
They've got Sawmill now. They did have Pine Oaks, but that was taken from us. The city made a water treatment development center out of the Pine Oaks Park, so now we have Greenway. We've had that one since '02, and Sawmill's been around for the last 3 or 4 years. So it's becoming a nice course with par 4s and stuff.
So I saw recently that in a post that I haven't seen John in like a year. He was a little bit above your waist last time I saw him. I heard he's growing like a wild weed.
Yeah,
he's tall,
getting
and according to you, lanky.
Yeah.
And he loves
lanky.
disc golf.
Yeah. He's playing a lot. When I do have him, we like to play the Lake Pansofsky course, Shady Brook Greenway, Shady Brook, something like that. I forget. It's a small little 9-hole course, pitch and putt, but yeah, he's starting to take 3s and 4s out there on that, so he's starting to learn the game and play it on his own.
Okay, so we got the week off midway through the season in the league. Who you guys playing come week 5?
The Black Mambas.
The Black Mambas.
Gary Volts.
And so you got Gary Volts coming up, huh?
Yep.
So what's your thoughts about that match?
If I don't have any blow-up holes, I think I'll be all right. We're playing at Cliff, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so, I mean, out there, there's usually 1 or 2 holes that you can slip up and take a 6 or a 5 on, and that can erase a lot of your birdies. If I can keep it clean and collect some birdies on the front, I think I can take down the win.
How about your team's chances?
I hope my team comes through. We've had a lot of disappointed players on my team after the round where they're not playing to where their potential really is. And I think if everybody plays their game and plays smooth, we'll get the win. But right now, my players aren't playing the way they want to play. So
You think your team is more suited for Cliff than
I feel that way.
Coachman?
Yeah. I feel like I got a lot of further throwing players than touch players. So hopefully it comes into play throwing the hyzers out at Cliff.
Well, okay. Well, thanks a lot for being on episode 4 of Know the Player.
I appreciate you having me out here at the place where I got my first open win.
Yeah, it's a perfect place to have it.
Yep.
Great.
Brings back memories. I appreciate you having me, Tim.